Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is me, Aayush. So today's video topic is going to be what is function and how many types of functions are there in JavaScript. This is my blog post on Hashnote. I will comment this link in the YouTube video description. You can go and check it out later on. So without wasting the time, let's quickly jump into this post. So what does function means and how many types of functions are there generally in JavaScript? So function is just a simple piece of code that can be used again and again, and it looks like a variable but it's actually a piece of code. So what does this variable means? Variable means a container that contains the value. For example, if you go here, const my name equals to Aayush. So over here, this Aayush is a value and this my name is a variable because this variable contains this value. So whatever the thing that contains the value is called variable, and variable can be changed as well. For example, in this case we have considered const that cannot be changed, but if we consider it let my name equals to Ayush, then if we change that name equals to Abhishek, then this actually makes sense. This is perfectly correct. So if you again jump to the blog post over here, there are three types of functions. They are function declaration, function expression, and arrow functions. So what is this function declaration means? Function declaration generally means declaring the function with a name, and if you want to pass the parameter inside, you can use it in the bracket. I will describe this part later on. So function declaration generally means declaring the function with the name. If you see this picture over here, this function is a syntax that we use to declare the name and make it as a function. If you jump into the code, let's remove this. Let's type function print my name. So this is the way how you write function declaration. At first you write function and then the name of the function and put the bracket, and after that you open a parenthesis and close a parenthesis. You can use this sign as well, but you have to use that sign to avoid any bug if there is a chunk of code inside this piece of function. If you type console.log name is Ayush. Okay, let's save this. And how you call this function? We just simply have to call this function name, like print my name, open close. Yeah, if you see in this console, it prints my name is Ayush. So function declaration is this much, that's it. But there is another thing as well. As we can see, if you want to pass the parameter like in this image below over here, then you can simply use any parameter name over here, and then that parameter name must match over here, and when you call that function it will print the result. If you see here, suppose you don't want to print Ayush. Instead of Ayush you want to print, let's say, just give a type of parameter, and over here parameter. So this is actually a ternary operator in JavaScript. Yeah, this thing, this parameter name and this must be same. Okay, suppose you don't want to print Ayush here, you want to print, let's say, Shek, SHEK. Then if you save this, you can see here it will print my name is Shek. That's it guys, that's it for the function declaration. Let's not make it more complex. Now let's jump into the function expression. So what does this function expression means? This function expression it's also similar to function declaration, but you express that function in a variable. As you can see here, my biodata over here, this is actually a variable, and this variable is expressed as a function with function expression. Let's go to the code. Const, let's give this name function expression. You just simply have to type function and then type here console.log. Let's just see, I am a function expression. Okay, if you save this, nothing happens because you haven't yet called the function. So how you call? As shown in the above line, you just simply call it by the name. If you call function expression, open close bracket, if you see here, I am a function expression. Similarly, you can pass a parameter as well. On the top, we just passed one parameter, yeah. But if you want, you can pass one or multiple parameters. Let's just pass multiple parameters over here, like parameter 1, parameter 2, and you have to again use a ternary operator. Let's just type parameter 1. Similarly, if you want, you just type parameter 2. I think the spelling is wrong. Parameter 2. Look, now it says undefined because we haven't passed any parameter in the function. We need to pass that parameter as well. Suppose I am a function parameter 1. If you just pass one parameter, then it will only print one parameter 1 as a statement on the first one, but it will print undefined on second. If you want to, let's suppose parameter 2, if you save here, you can see it will print parameter 1 and parameter 2. So this one is function declaration and this one is function expression. There is nothing hard with this function, but what you have to remember is this function can be called even before we create this function. Why this happens? This happens because of the JavaScript hoisting, but function expression cannot be called before we create this function. Okay, let's have a look. Suppose we call this function, but let's just see, we haven't called, we haven't, it prints my name is not defined yet. But if we first here we have already called this function, and then on the second line we will create this function. What this does, it's same. Even though you create the function later on after declaring it, it's completely fine with the function declaration. But that's not the case with function expression. If you see here, look, cannot be access function expression before initialization. This happens because of the hoisting. So hoisting is a different thing. I will create another video for that particular section. So the main difference is function declaration can be called before it's declared, but function expression cannot be called before it's declared. Okay, that's it. Now there is another function as well. So that is arrow function. So what does this arrow function basically means? Arrow function is a simply the shorter form of the function made in ES6 to write it easily. So that's completely easy. Let's suppose we want to write this same function in arrow function. How do we write? Print my name equals to open close bracket, ordinary operator, my name is, or let's just comment this out first, and then let's just simply copy this whole, and then let's just put over here. If you see on the my name is not defined, yeah, it's because we haven't still. And remember guys, hoisting doesn't works on arrow functions, so we have to first create a function, and then only after that we have to pass this parameter. Now if you see here, print my name console, we haven't passed the parameter. Just type Aayush. Oh yeah, so we have to declare as well. So let print my name equals to console.log. We jump over here to to so nothing, just put an empty bracket. This is how you write arrow function. You simply open close bracket and then put arrow, and then inside the arrow, after the arrow, inside the parenthesis, you just call the function or write this statement. So this is simply the arrow function, but we have to store this arrow function in a variable so that we can call it later on. Let's just store this const print my name equals to this function equals to this one. If you see here, just call the function. If you see here, my name is Aayush. Okay, now let's just, as we have passed parameter on the other function, suppose we want to pass the parameter in arrow function. How do we pass this? It's simply, we just have to pass the parameter inside the bracket, right? Value, and in place of this value, you just write here value. Now if you give here Abhishek, you can see here you get Abhishek. Now suppose you want to pass two parameters, then you just simply have to type value 2 Abhishek, value 2. If you go here, type Bartola, then you will see Abhishek Bartola. So that's it for the arrow function. So now there are some other main things that we must remember. Suppose the function is just one liner like this, as you see here, it's just one liner, then you don't have to use so yeah, that's it for this function, guys. I will pin the comment below for this link. You can just quickly jump into the link as well and have a look. Thank you.